we're gonna do this here. I'm gonna jump this up and let me go ahead and make a selection. And I'm gonna make this something like, let's do a 25 by 25 by 25. And I'm gonna take my add tool onto that 25, hold shift, click it, and then drag. Oops, needed to switch it. Hold on a second. Go back to my 25 by 25. Get on the numbers, man. Alright, 25 by 25 by 25. Go to your add tool, hit C to switch to a circle, hold down shift and click it in our selected box. I'm gonna bring this kind of up in the air, bring this over here, bring it over a little bit more, and hit our checkbox. Now I want to switch, get back here, switch to my delete tool, go back over to my selected area, and I want to drop this down by 4 voxels on all sides. So I'm going to bring this down to 21. Like so. Take my delete tool, hold down shift and click on that selected face. I'm going to bring this over into this big globe that I made just a few moments ago. And I want to position this right in the center. As close as I possibly can. Let's bring this down. And that looks pretty good. Almost centered there. As good as I can probably pretty much get. And what that does is, by reducing it by 4, you give a 2 voxel gap on pretty much all sides, as long as I can get this as centered as possible. And that looks pretty darn centered to me. So let's go ahead and hit our checkbox. What I should have done was actually chop out the very center of this globe. Now, if I take my selection tool and grab pretty much that center strip all the way through, like this, all the way over to here, do a Control C to copy, Control V to paste, and I think I chopped out the very end of it. So let's back up, come back to selection, Control C to copy, Control V to paste. Let's bring this up in the air so we can see it, and it looks pretty darn smooth. That material probably was not the best thing to do for the selection process, but let's bring this up so you can actually see the ball. Now, when you're doing odd numbers, it is kind of weird because it doesn't make a perfect circle half the time, but usually the larger that circle is, the smoother it looks. But if you look at this, you can actually see like this little ribbing. But you can actually counteract that just a little bit by coming in and actually doing a stack every, 2 or 3, stacking this up 2 or 3 times just to kind of counteract that. And I'm gonna get this thing as close as I can. Stack this up a few times. It's wanting to kind of fight with me here, and I do apologize. We'll stack this up quite a few times here. And I'm going to go ahead and select this whole entire thing and go ahead and change the material on it so you can actually see this. Like so. So we got a stacked up circle. And let's go ahead and select this whole thing. And I'm going to select all but the top two. That way I can hopefully retain that circle without totally damaging it out. I'm going to hit this. We'll hit this 3 times. I think this will do it. I'm going to select that centerpiece. Control C to copy. Control V to paste. And we should have a lot smoother than, even more than what I had before, even though you really couldn't tell it the first time. But this time it should actually have smoothed out those little divots that would have came from this right here, this little wavy point. This right here should have smoothed it up even more than that. So we got this nice clean circle here. Now what I'm going to attempt to do next is we are going to select a quarter of this circle. Alright, so we got, we'll probably grab just a little bit more than that, just so I have what I'm looking for. Do a Control C to copy. Now let's come over here and let's grab a 25 by 25 section. If I can learn to count, and let's bring this up like so. And let's go ahead and let's make this white. Hit C to go back to my square. Let's go ahead and fill that in. Alright. Now, after I've got my little circle, this gives me a nice clean cut. Now I've got this 25 by 25. I want to go back to my 21 by 21 that I had earlier, that I had created with my selection tool. For some reason, why is my mess not working right? There we go. Had to shrink it down a little bit. Let's go with a 21 by 21 with a 21 height. Hit my delete key and go back to my circle. Hit the C button. Hold shift, click. I'm going to bring this out to this square. I'm going to bring this up. I'm going to try to center this as much as I possibly can on this. Alright, I need to go this way and this way, and I should have it pretty darn centered there. We'll chop her out and we'll see what she looks like. Alright, so we have a pretty smooth upper circle here. Now let's come back over here to this one, and let's go ahead and grab, first let's go ahead and measure this. Grab it here to here. I'm looking at a 12 by 12 on the inside. So I should have a 14 by 14 on the full length, so do a Control C to copy. See, if it's 12 by 12 here, by adding the 2 voxel depth, it should be this particular depth for my circle here. So let me go ahead and try to get this in position, and I want to center this and then go down 1 voxel once I get it centered. All right, that should be pretty close. Down 1, and you can just see right there in the very center of it, you can see the little outline, and I'm going to start pasting downwards. I need to be pasting with air at this point, I believe. So let me hit my shift click, paste with air, check. And let's go ahead and come back over this little section I'm seeing voxels and clear that out. And we just hit straight down. Right, I've got a little bit of overhang here, but that's okay. I just take my select tool and delete that out. Let's go ahead and paint it and take a look and see what she looks like. Not quite sharp on this edge here, so let's go ahead and select this, and I'm going to put standard voxels there, and that should sharpen it right up. Other than that, there's your little inset divot. Perfect for Dark Elf build. Ba-bam!